So I will continue. So you might ask, what's the difference actually between them? What's the actual difference? The scholars always arguing about it, arguing on these matters, but what you what many scholars adopted and accepted, and it reflected in legal systems, I mean in law, that civil partnership never can be a part of commercial activity, is just union. Oh, sorry, someone is microphone using microphone. I will switch. Okay. Civil partnership, you shouldn't treat as a partnership. You should actually think and consider, accept it as a just contract. For example, you and your friend decided to have a trip to Hanoi, for example, from Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi. What you gonna do? You're going to establish partnership? I mean, general partnership? It's not going like this, right? You just sign contract. So civil partnership can be written agreement or oral agreement. It doesn't matter. So it can be oral or written. In general partnership, it must be written contract. So a little bit different, right? Right positions. So you and your friend decided to go to Hanoi, and you make a schedule and make a plan. Okay, your friend giving money for my car, and you paying for gasoline, and you paying for example, for hotel, you paying for food. So you establishing partnership. Maybe your friend riches, that's why he providing car and hotel fee, and you just providing food fee and gasoline fee. So it may be inappropriate, not like 50-50 portion, but it's partnership. So you decided to fulfill and conduct trip to Hanoi. If you were alone, I mean just one person, for you it would be a little bit hard, difficult to set the plan, right? Because you needed to invest more money. Maybe you're not rich so much. That's why we establish partnership, civil partnership for small, not business activity, for not non-business activities. When I said non-business activities, it actually means activities without getting business name. You all scholars says and all other students says why we need civil partnership, we have general partnership, it's all almost the same, but they're not same. uh, if you're doing trading, for example, you are selling, for example, electric stuff, for example, iPhone, right? For example, right? You have a store, you have shop, and you have some buildings, and you're doing trading. You're selling iPhone, and someone coming to you and say, "Okay, I want to buy iPhone from you. Give me some contract." What you gonna sign? As a business partnership or civil partnership? Under my country's legal system, Russian legal system, European legal system, it works. You can establish civil partnership and sell iPhone in your shop. But one day comes and buyer will ask you, who are you? So he will ask, who are you? And you civil partnership or general partnership or limited partnership or you are LLC? What kind of business structure you're doing? Because in business partnership, you are part of business activity. So if you are part of business activity, you're registered somewhere in tax office or in commercial register. So you have taxpayer ID or something like which identify you as a member of business activity. So you can open business account, I mean the bank account, you have a tax ID, you can receive money from consumers, but from buyers, from individuals, right? But in the case of civil partnership, your business activity is limited. So law allowing you to conduct business, but it's limited. You're not fully member of business activity. That's why like you should consider civil partnership is kind of first step of joint venture. But business partnership is kind of bigger. It's bigger than civil partnership because first, consumers more protected, partners more protected because they have written agreement, business partnership registered somewhere, tax office or commercial register, and you have a law with commercial code, maybe law on partnerships, which regulate your activity. That's why you should distinguish civil partnership, general, and limited like this. I hope you got it. If you have a question, please ask. I will wait for it. If you don't, I will continue. Here you can see that we have mixed forms of limited partnership. It's really common and well used in German legal system. Actually, in my classes, I want to pay attention more to German law because German law actually is in really an actual inventor of all forms what we have. What it means, I mean, what you're seeing on the screen right now, we have mixed forms of limited partnership. First, you're just mixing joint stock company with limited partnership. What you have, joint stock company in LP. So general partner is joint stock company. It's really common in German. And another way is limited partnership plus LLC, which comes that general limited liability company is a general partner in LP. So it's really common in in uh, in Germany. What's the big point and big advantage of these such firms? What do you think? What's the big advantage of mixing limited partnership and LLC? Is the best, I think, is the best creation of accumulation to accumulate money from people. Is the best creation. I don't find any better structure then limited partnership plus LLC. What it actually happening? You good trader, you good inventor, or anyway, it doesn't matter. You best construction company in your Vietnam, for example, and use construct houses, for example. By the way, let's talk a little bit how it actually works in US. What doing in US? They're using limited partnership as a business structure to construct buildings. How it works? So, for example, you good construction company, you in a position of LLC. What you doing? You want to build house and sell money. So you don't have enough money, but you're good constructor. So what you gonna do? You just establish LP, I mean limited partnership. In such structure, your LLC is a general partner. Your general partner is LP. And and the people, normal people who wants obtain and receive building, maybe apartments in that building, they invest in you. They sign you not sales contract, they sign you share buying share sales share sales contract. So they investing in your partnership. So they becoming a limited member, a limited liability member. Maybe you call it commodity, commandita, or commandites. So we can call it limited partner, commandites, or just member, or we can call it investor. It doesn't matter. So, what you have? People invested in your LP, they're more protected. What? Why? They can screen, check your business activity, check the bank account. They have a portion to they have a property right actually on LP ownership, right? They have ownership on LP ownership, and they can sell share easily or with your consent, but doesn't matter. So LP with LLC is the best for such joint venture projects. What good point of such structure for LLC? LLC can be general member, general partner. He can control and manage company without consent, permission of other members first. The second good point is your liability is limited because you're LLC. You establishing limited partnership with unlimited liability of general partner, but in effect you are LLC. Your nature is limited partnership, a limited liability. That's why it's you kind of pretending that you're general partnership with unlimited liability, but in a real situation, in real life, the matter of fact is your liability is limited. What do you think? Is it good? Here you can see some advantages of doing business as a general partnership. Why we have fourth point for income tax benefits? Maybe are you familiar with your tax law? I mean, Vietnamese tax law. You should ask your professor or check your law about double tax. Where's a partnership paying two tax, corporate tax or an income tax? Because it's not legal entity in many countries, they're not paying corporate tax. That's why we have on the screen income tax benefits. Only partners paying taxes for themselves. Partnership itself is not paying any tax to government. So I have one more. I have these pros and cons, good points and not good points. So easy to set up. Tax advantage. They're good, right? Not good points. It's personal responsibility and liability for other partners' actions. So in Vietnam, I think you can easily establish set up partnership. It's not like super complicated procedure, I think. I have LLC actually. I will talk about LLC, but first I want to mention what scholars and lawyers thinking. If you have limited liability, you must have difficult procedures of incorporation and running. If you have unlimited liability, you must have simple procedures of incorporation and simple running procedures. What's the just point of two differences between limited liability companies and partnership? On a screen, you have LLP, limited liability partnership, right? This is this part. I'm not sure you have LLP in your country. I think you don't have LLP. Have you ever heard about it? Have you ever heard about LLP? Limited.
No, no, I think that we only have normal partnership where all members of the partnership is closely held. So the mix between partnership and uh, limited liability company in other countries really interesting in definition to us.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Limited liability partnership is a new creation. It didn't exist before. It's new creation, and UK created such system. It's not LLC. It's not LLC at all. I don't have a PPT for limited liability partnership. I forgot to make it, but I will explain what it is actually. Summarizing and giving simple words to define LLP, limited liability partnership, I would say that it was created for professionals like lawyers, doctors, architects, and engineers, IT, software specialists, and etc. What it means? For example, we are lawyers, right? We're like, what? How many people we have? Okay, 16 persons. Right now, what we do? 16 persons, we join together and establishing LLP. We all conduct business activity. We're providing legal service to people, companies, etc. But our liability is different with general partnership. What it means? For example, I couldn't provide proper legal service, right? What's happening at that moment? It means that I will be responsible for my misconduct myself. I will be responsible for default myself, not partnership. I will have unlimited liability for the debt. Creditor who has a claim against me can take only some portion of my asset in a partnership fund, but other members uh, they're not obliged to pay. So in a case of legal service providing system, I mean providing business, partnership will be obliged to pay to creditor, and only I have unlimited liability. I hope you got it. So only partnership and me are responsible for the debts arised or arose from my misconduct, from my fault. In case of general partnership, if I misconduct, if I made a fault, other members, you guys, 15 members, will be responsible for my debt. So it's a big difference between LLP and general partnership. That's why law taking position to consider LLP as a legal entity. That's why LLP is kind of not LLC, but it's not general partnership. So it's kind of middle stage between LLC and general partnership. So you can see we have civil partnership, general partnership, limited partnership, LLP, and now we have LLC next. So I hope you understood the definition of LLP. The same point was adopted in German law. In German law, they have professionals partnerships. They call it professionals partnership. What it means. In case of Germany, I think it's a little bit different, but because they have a different policy. Actually, they're changing that policy from next year, but for a long time, they had a policy that lawyers, doctors, engineers, some professionals cannot make a money You know, the concept is different. I have when I teach lectures to my students here in my country, I always ask, what do you think lawyer is a business activity or it must be non-profit activity? What do you think? It's the same question to you. What do you think? Doctors and lawyers should, whether they should provide legal service for free or they ask so or they should ask some money. What do you think? Lawyers' activity or doctors' activity is a business, or government should say and establish it. They're not profit. They're non-profit organizations. What do you think? It's a big question, actually. Yes.
I think we should see them as like school or like hospital because uh, the doctor and the teacher in all the public schools and hospital are also paid as well because they, of course, they have their uh, personal finance to solve. So it's a must to pay them. So uh, I don't think that we cannot that we have to cut their salary for whatever purpose. But there are private hospital and public hospital. So even though in those fields they are higher morality scale, but we should have differentiate between. That means the government have to have their own field of public hospital and public school and all those public field, but we do have uh, but we can establish our own private uh, field in those high moralities
Mhm.
business too.
Business. So your conclusion is their business, right? I mean,
Yes.
your conclusion is business. I would explain a little bit what German law considered. Actually, I like the position. It's really proved. I understand why they have such position also because of their background. What they're saying, okay, describing it in simple words, doctors, doctors and lawyers and engineers, they are persons with really high knowledge, right? You cannot understand law if you don't have skills, they say. For example, in construction, you can understand because you can see it. Ah, it's good building, like you can distinguish, right? It's good or bad. Even in engineering, you can see some. For example, any kind of business, when you can see the result, you can see and evaluate it. But in case of a law or in case of medicine, it's really complicated to see the result and foresee the result because law is not depend on physical rules. I mean, physics or chemical rules. It's it depends on judge mood, your skills, and the person who asking you to provide service cannot guarantee, and you cannot guarantee any result. And what happens if we say it business? what's happening? Doctor don't need person. Okay. Oh, I got a message from chat. Mm, yes. Right, right. So what they're saying? They're saying the same point. What just me? I sorry for I cannot. I maybe I will cannot pronounce well your name. Two. Don't. I'm sorry. I will not do. The German legal system doing the same point that you just describing here in the chat. They're saying that doctor don't need patients to be healed, to be healthy. They don't need it because the main object is the business. They want to make more money. If the main object is making money, it means that they will give you a lot of unnecessary medical services. That's why doctors, lawyers cannot be business activities. If the object is providing, making money, so patients will not be healthy anymore. Lawyers always need problems in legal systems. They don't need a good legal, sorry, after 8 minutes, again, you should enter our class because it's finishing. I hope you got this point that doctors, lawyers, a little bit specific. If we treat them business activity and giving them LLC structures, it means what? Doctors will give a lot of services without any guarantees and without any high morality. Lawyers doing the same. They just need to make a money and whatever is whatever. Only competition might kinda fix that issue, but I'm not sure it's gonna solve all problem, whole issue, because concept is different. Concept will be making money. That's why in German law they created special form like LLP. They call it professional partnership. We don't have in my country we don't have professional partnership. In my country, law firms is NPO. In my country, we call it NPO. What about your country? Law firms in your country, they running business under what business structure?
Uh, I think that it depends on their choice. Like they can choose to operate the law firm in a type of partnership or also a LLC or JSC if they has enough condition under the law enterprise in Vietnam.
I see. It's good. So you kind of took American style. Yeah. So it means you took American model if you allowing partnership, joint stock company, LLC, and other forms to run legal services business. So my country, it's kind of took a socialistic form, NPO. Our law firms are NPO, but they can receive money only as a salary. In German, they have Part G, so I mean partnership, professional partnership. In UK, they're using applying LLP structure. The same with United States, they're also using LLP as a major form. But anyways, they can do LLC as your country, same. But LLP is more popular, is the most popular form for doctors and lawyers. So I feel it's really interesting what we have today. Our discussions really interesting. Little bit about limited partnership. You can see, I think you understand the definition. I will not stop. We already talked, just read the definition and I will move on. Okay, let's start with joint stock company. Joint stock company, or you can call it business corporation. Joint stock company actually is German. I mean, in France and German, they call it like this. I mean, Europe. Business corporation is more common in English law. But the same meaning, the same definition, and just change difference in words. But the concept or everything is the same. I mean, terms same. So actually, joint stock company is a classic form of corporation and the first real legal entity what you have now. First regulation starting in France, but really settled down regulation we have in German law. Actually, German is the created joint stock company what we have first like prototype. I mean prototypes of joint stock company we had before, like West East Company, East India Company, and a lot of companies created by UK and France and Holland. I think we talked about it right before when the king, queen gave permission to run a business. I mean, selling, trading in India, in Africa, and Europe for some specific groups. They're giving them business activity rights and public authority rights. So they were agent of UK in Africa. At the same time, they did trading. So prototype we had before, but the joint stock company with nowadays rules were established in Germany in their commercial code. So main point was to accumulate big capital. So joint stock companies aim target is only one, to run big business, to accumulate big money. That's all. The reason why we have joint stock company is to accumulate big money. That's all. We don't have another aim, another target. If you compulsory establishing joint stock company for specific project without reasoning to accumulate big money, it means you will fail. Joint stock company only needed to accumulate big money when a lot of members, shareholders controlling this business.